When the pandemic's over, we're going to party like it's 1999. Hello, this is Greg Berzinsky for Beardbrand Alliance. Just because we're partying like it's 1999 doesn't mean you have to look like it's 1999. Stay tuned, I'm going to give you the 3 beard patterns that leave you in the past and don't set you up for the soaring 20s. Stay tuned. There are a lot of predictions that say after the pandemic that the 2020s are going to be very similar to the 1920s. After the last pandemic, world economies soared. There was good times abounding. People were happy to be out and about. So hopefully something like that will happen in our day today. Are you ready for it? I look around and I see a lot of guys wearing beards and beard patterns and hirsute in general that they've been wearing for an awful long time, or that they've adopted because they see it on someone else and they think it is a beard trend. And I'm here to say these 3 things we got to let in the past. And I'm going to show you how you can fix these 3 patterns that I think their time has come and gone. So I'm going to start with the first one, which is I've been guilty of myself, the circle beard. Now, this week I was reminded as I went into rural Pennsylvania, and actually last weekend too, that a lot of guys outside of the city are wearing the circle beard. A lot of guys refer to it as a goatee, but let's set this straight. A goatee is actually the chin hair related to just the chin, and not necessarily a mustache. Getting the idea from the goat, therefore the goatee. When you add a mustache to the goatee, you get a Van Dyke. And stylized Van Dyke is pretty much what you're thinking. But let's call it a circle beard. So when you're shaving the sides, shaving the neck, and leaving hair just around the mouth, it's a circle beard. Now, as I said, I've been guilty myself. You can see, bing, bing, bing. I've worn the circle beard a lot as a way of testing out where my facial hair was coming in over the years. And a lot of these are around 1999. So I left it in the past. You can too. So what do you do with a circle beard? A lot of guys take a uniform approach to the circle beard. They're taking their clippers, they're doing their shaving as necessary, they're taking their clippers down to a 2 or 3 or 4 and just cutting the whole thing off and having a uniform length. I say good ways to remedy this are let it go and let it get longer. You can see here, you can get a bigger, badder looking approach if you let the circle beard just get a little longer. And in this case, fairly long. So actually putting some length on a circle beard. You can actually take the circle beard to the point where it's actually a true Van Dyke. Van Dyke is often coupled with a stylized mustache, often a break between the mustache and the goatee, and actually growing a little length to the point of having a point on your goatee. That's another option. So let's say you don't want the stylized approach, but you kind of still like having the goatee. I'm going to say that Scruff fixes everything. So take your standard circle beard and let there be some scruff on the sides of your face, so it doesn't look so manicured between your shaved cheeks, your shaved neck, and I think it's a better approach to wearing a lot of the facial hair patterns that I'm going to bring up on this list. So when in doubt, go ahead, grow some scruff. And the last one, backing up a little bit, would be to shape your circle beard into what is called the anchor beard, which really involves bringing the sides of the goatee down, leaving the soul patch in the middle, and it's actually forming an anchor. You can see some very handsome examples right here. So that's it. You can redeem a circle beard by taking any of these approaches. So leave the circle beard in the past, give it a new look by adding scruff or giving it a shape. So what other thing do I think needs left in the past? This one should have never happened ever. And it is actually when guys bring their necklines up way, way, way too high. To me, it looks awfully dated, and a lot of guys were doing it around the turn of the century, and you can see in these images. What it is you are growing a beard, and you're taking your lines down, manicuring them, but you're also manicuring the neck. and you're disregarding every rule that almost every beard site will tell you, is to keep your beard just one finger above your Adam's apple. And in a lot of cases, guys will take the beard the whole way up to your jawline. And what it does is, if you have any amount of weight on your face, then it is going to accentuate that amount of weight. And even if you don't have a lot of weight on your face, the minute you move your chin back, you are going to develop a double chin. You're going to see your beard, and you're going to see this patch of flesh, as seen in this picture of a rather thin guy who has that issue. So what is the remedy to this? The remedy is simple. Stop shaving your necks and let the beard grow a little longer. Let's say you don't want to have a long beard though. So what do? In like the case before, a remedy, just add scruff. Let the hair on your neck and on the underside of your jaw grow in just a little bit to have a certain amount of coverage, to avoid that telltale 1999 look of having such a manicured edge at the bottom of your beard. So that's your options. Grow the beard a little longer so you don't have to shave your neck. And in most cases, might be as little as 1 month or 2 months. So adding a half an inch or an inch to the length of your beard will make it long enough that you don't have to shave up on your jaw. So looking at my beard right now, this is the underside of my beard. This is my jaw. This is my chin. My beard is actually no longer than the fleshy part of my neck. And so growing your hair, your beard long enough that it covers that area will still leave it sufficiently short, but also will avoid you having to shave your neck and the underside of your jaw to that jaw line. So give that a try. So the last one actually I have put on the list is the biker stash. So the biker stash is a typical big mustache with long tails. And unless you are Hulk Hogan, I don't know if anyone should be wearing the biker stash in 2021. You know, people will say, well, I'm a biker and it's my look. And I'm like, that's great if you're a biker and it's your look. But I see a lot of guys outside of urban cultures who are sporting this type of mustache, and I think it's time to give it a break. Can it look cool? Yeah, there are, some urban guys who wear a biker stash like that. Let's call it a horseshoe, where I think it can look cool. It's not to say that these guys look cool and these guys don't look cool. What it is it expected where you live to be wearing that type of stash? And in some communities, in some cultures, in some rural places in America, it's very acceptable to have a horseshoe-shaped mustache. If you were living in a city and you had a 9-to-5 type of job, and all of a sudden you showed up with a handlebar mustache like that, it would be pretty progressive. So once again, there might be a time and a place for each of these beard patterns. Actually, there's no time and place for the circle beard, and there's no time and the place right now for lining your beard like that. But I digress. So how are you going to attack a traditional horseshoe or the biker stash? I'm going to say be bold and cut off the tails and wear a chevron mustache. I really think that the chevron mustache is going to make a big comeback. Will I get to the point where I actually cut off my beard and sport a chevron? I've worn a handlebar with a shaved face, but I've never worn a traditional mustache. And maybe it's coming. You can see examples here of guys wearing solo chevron mustaches. And I think it's a great look. But a lot of guys say, hey, that's pretty extreme look, and then that takes a lot of shaving. And the reason I grew a beard was to not shave. But if you're wearing a horseshoe mustache, that's a lot of grooming. You have to shave inside and outside. You have to take care of the tails on that. Seems like a lot of work. I say go ahead, shave it all off and wear that chevron. But if you're worried about it looking too extreme, an option you have, just like the other ones, wait for it, grow some scruff. Yes, scruff fixes everything. Grow 1 to 2 weeks worth of facial hair in conjunction with that chevron mustache. can see examples here of guys who have had a Chevron mustache and a certain amount of scruff on their face. That is, I think, one of the coolest looks, and a look that is actually trending in Hollywood, for example. So that's it, guys. Are you sporting any of these things, and are you thinking that it might be time for an upgrade? And also, what other beard mustache trends are out there that you think need to be left back in 1999? Looking forward to reading your comments. Until we meet again.
Hey, I'm Mark. I think that Beardbrand products and the Beardbrand mission, they've really helped me kind of wear my beard and present it to the world in a way that, honestly, for the first time in my life, like, kind of makes me feel kind of handsome. You know, sometimes. But anyway, thanks, guys.